MrBeast is under fire. Several allegations of misconduct have been pinned against him and his brand, all stemming from the Ava Chris Tyson situation and resignation in July 2024. Former MrBeast employees Dogpack404 and Jake Weddle are accusing Jimmy and his team of faking giveaways, conducting illegal lotteries and shady business practices, rigging videos, hiring a child predator, and allegedly even more allegations to be unpacked from Dogpack404 about sexual assault in the workplace. With many of these serious allegations levied against MrBeast, and with favorability dropping nearly 50%, how will this affect the future of MrBeast, and when and how will Jimmy respond? Before we can fully answer those questions, we need to briefly break down what's happening. So in July 2024, Dogpack404, a former MrBeast employee, uploaded, "I work for MrBeast, he's a fraud," unleashing 53 minutes worth of allegations against MrBeast. The most notable being allegedly running illegal lotteries and promoting gambling to children in the way he ran various live streams and his Feastables marketing. Now, lotteries are closely regulated so that every participant has a fair chance in winning. And legally, these dozens and dozens of giveaways that Jimmy has performed over the years needs to have a no purchase necessary disclaimer, and there needs to be an easy way for that to be conducted. Whether that's submitting a ticket on a website or something. Otherwise, if the only way is to make the purchase, you have to buy the product, or MrBeast saying, if you buy within the next 15 minutes, you'll have a $100 surprise in your package. Will I? While it does appear that Jimmy has been running illegal lotteries and effectively created illegal gambling, why haven't we heard the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, go after him? Perhaps now with these allegations flaring, the FTC will investigate. Onwards, MrBeast has been accused of faking videos for years, especially after the dog pack videos. However, we do have to consider that there has to be some sort of structure to a video. So there may have to be a script for each video, by which they plan the random events in the video to occur to make an interesting twist so you're entertained and you keep retention. But if literally every scene, if not word for word, is scripted, that would be really bad. And at this point, the MrBeast brand has effectively become a reality TV show, which is ironic because reality TV is almost never reality. In addition to that, over the course of Jimmy's entire YouTube career, he's been promoting, if you subscribe, you might be able to compete in one of my videos or win money or whatever. Though we know that the chances of you actually being able to appear in a video at random is virtually zero. But this is somewhat understandable. Not everybody is content worthy. Jimmy wants to find people that will make the video dramatic and entertaining. In an ideal world, Jimmy should be able to push a button that randomly selects from his 300 million subscribers and say, hey, want to compete in a video? But to my knowledge, something like that has not happened. But is it realistic for something like that to happen? Not necessarily. It may be easier for the Jimmy team to be able to use their own employees as contestants, if not friends of the employees or family of the employees, or other YouTubers who are well established to help get more viewership. I actually thought about that years ago. It's gotta be so much easier to get contestants of people that are just within your circle, whether that's your employees or friends of your employees, or whatever the case is. And for the most part, that's literally all the contestants on MrBeast videos. And with that being said, it's a little sad because Jimmy has always said, if you subscribe, you might have a chance to be in one of the videos, but that's just not realistic. Furthermore, how do we know that this kid was the actual 40 millionth subscriber? Is this kid somehow linked to one of the employees at MrBeast? I don't know. Same with the other subscriber videos. How do we know that this is actually the milestone subscriber? Before we answer the two questions of this video, we also need to talk about the two most serious allegations against MrBeast. That being hiring a child predator and the potential harassment at the headquarters that Dogpack is allegedly going to be releasing. In an older video called I Spent 24 Hours Straight in an Insane Asylum, we see an individual with a mask on and discreetly was later mentioned as Delaware, but nobody picked up on this until now.
I'm hungry.
This individual was the brother-in-law to Jake the Viking, who was also a character on MrBeast back in the day. Delaware committed crimes against children back in 2010. He was charged for it and took a plea deal, and the charges are supposed to be dropped later this year. Jake the Viking believes that he really didn't do anything wrong. But either way, that begs the question, why did Jimmy hire this guy? A guy that potentially and probably committed crimes against children. If you commit crimes against children, especially in a inappropriate manner, are 100% guilty of it, you should be executed, in my opinion. However, and what I'm about to say is not to defend Delaware, but maybe, and this is just a maybe, this could totally get thrown out the window. Potentially, Jimmy hired him to try to give him a second chance. Perhaps Delaware became a changed man and was trying to repent of the ways, trying to get his career back in line. After being charged with a felony, and especially with something like that being on the registry, your life's over. You're not gonna get a career, and most of the time that's deserved. Potentially Jimmy was giving Delaware a second chance to have a career, but I don't know. That remains to be seen. Another serious accusation that's being made against MrBeast is potential harassment at the HQ. Or at least this is going to be the third part to Dogpack's videos. But here's my two ways this goes. Either one, Jimmy knew about it and was complicit with it, and if this is the case, he needs to be totally condemned for that. The other option is Jimmy wasn't really aware about it and the HR team was just incompetent in trying to force people to stay on the payroll because they're a big name at their company, or whatever the case is. If the second option is the case, then the whole HR team needs to be fired and revamped, transparency, whatever. There should be no forms of harassment at a workplace, and especially if the HR team isn't taking it seriously or if the CEO is complacent with it. Hopefully that's not the case. So what is the future of MrBeast? And if, when, and how will Jimmy respond? During the first round of accusations, the MrBeast channel did upload a video and it still raked in hundreds of millions of views. But it seems as the MrBeast PR team was deleting negative comments that pertain to the accusations. And we're pretty confident that the PR team is doing everything they can to either cover up or to prepare for how they're going to handle this very negative environment. What I want to see is if MrBeast is going to continue to upload without responding. If that's the case, I still think the channel will be very successful. At least maybe not growing as fast, but the videos will still get millions and millions of views. But I think most people want a response directly from Jimmy himself. But people are jumping to conclusions way too quickly, uploading dozens of overly dramatic videos about this situation, and even trashing on Ryan Trahan for collabing in the latest video. That is absolutely not necessary. We need to just let the situation breathe and let Jimmy respond. In the future, MrBeast will actually depend on how the response is. Interestingly though, usually apology videos exacerbates the situation. I mean, there are countless examples of YouTubers amid accusations making an apology video and their career is over after making that video. But there are also cases where the apology video compensates and destroys the allegations, or they're able to move on in a new way. So if some or all of these allegations are true, Jimmy should come clean with it. He needs to do one of these. So, there's been some allegations. No, but for real, if the allegations are true, he needs to sit down and thoroughly address them. Be truthful about it. Trust for MrBeast is very low right now. In order for MrBeast to continue to grow at the exponential rate that they were, Jimmy's gonna have to offer some pretty radical reforms, like much more transparency, enough with the shady marketing tactics with merch drops and with feastables. If you're gonna give away something, you need to be honest about it, and it needs to be tightly regulated. Transparency, we need receipts for this. If he can offer that and reimbursement to some of these people, he could potentially redeem himself. I've been watching MrBeast for 8+ years. He has done some good. He does have a charity. Now, it could be a publicity stunt, but either way, some people's lives are being changed positively, except for people who might have had their challenges rigged against them. And with Jimmy's big Amazon Prime show, Beast Games, with people already leaking that there's been mishandling and poor conditions, it's gonna be rough at the MrBeast headquarters for a while. I can see how the MrBeast brand was able to get into this mess. With their rapid exponential growth, there might not have been enough time for the organization to truly mature to ensure that all their contests were fair and legal. But also there might have been just some incompetency or greed. A lot of the major YouTubers have had some serious allegations against them and have done some shady things. And most of the allegations against MrBeast aren't too bad. But the potential illegal gambling, the predator, and the harassment are truly serious accusations that need to be addressed. And I think it might be a matter of time when that happens. So we'll see. You know, speaking of MrBeast and scams, I addressed a potential scam that Jimmy might have done. The moon video. $10? Send an image on the moon. Was it a scam? I don't know. You'll just have to click here.